going through. I know he didn't like to talk about his own physical issues, and maybe before you go, you'll go ahead and let us know. We got you till about 40 after. Then I'm going to blitzkrieg through economic news, election news, military news. We haven't covered yet Obama and the mosque, totally sickening. He literally, when he goes to a church, has them cover up Christ with a hood like he's being abducted. But here they hung up the name of Allah 100 times behind him. Again, it's a rubbing it in the face, and he criticized Christians and hate speech while he was there, just like he does on Easter, just like he does on Christmas. I mean, it's crazy. But we're going to get into that later. I know you've got your latest intel from your sources on the attempts to bring down Trump, Hillary, Obama. Are they going to bring in a dark horse like Joe Biden or Bloomberg? So Larry Nichols, former top Clinton insider, thank you for coming on with us, buddy.
You bet, Alex. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, I know you got a deal in your neck, and you just got out of surgery in the hospital. We appreciate you coming on with us. You want to address your health issues right up front or get to it later?
Oh, yeah, it's just a mess. Let's don't worry with it. It's something I'll fight through because, Alex, this is the last chance we get to try to do anything to save this country. And to be quite honest, it's now or never. And as you saw in the Iowa caucus, Cruz has taken several of the plays out of the playbook for the Clintons, dirty tricks. And I'd like to tell you about something that's going on, if I may, which is a little bit out of the Clinton world, but I got some news about the Clinton world. Out of the Clinton world, you need to know, folks, the National Chambers of Commerce, a man named Donahue, they are pouring millions into stopping Trump. They're in bed with Karl Rove and the boys. And that's where a lot of the funding, but Alex, here's the kicker. The RNC with Karl Rove, the establishment, they've gone around to Fox, to Mark Levin, to Limbaugh, to you name it. They've gone to all of Glenn Beck, all of these places, putting pressure on them to stop Trump, talk bad about him.
And that's inside baseball. I want you to break it down. The good news is Limbaugh has pretty much said no to them. And boy, the word is they're going after him now.
They're going after him.
I'm proud of Limbaugh because he's done some good, some bad. But here at the end, I think he's choosing America.
Well, I think even Rush Limbaugh understands there are times in this country, Alex, where you have to go beyond self. Now, it might be easier for Limbaugh with the millions he's got to be able to have integrity. I don't know. But thank God he has fought it and is fighting it to date. Now, Hillary, here's the news about that. Hillary has warned that if they indict her, she will release all the information she has on everyone in Washington. Even Republicans, Alex, are going to Obama and saying, don't indict her. She will destroy Washington. I happen to know what she has. She can release all of the secrets that are to never be told about Washington, D.C., and she is holding that over their heads. And if anybody wonders why there can be all of this evidence and yet no indictment, that's why. They also got to know she's very upset that she has a shadow candidacy in Joe Biden.
Stay there. I'm going to come right back and give you the floor, Larry Nichols, on the inside scoop on the Clintons right now and where all this is going. You're listening to the qualified for saying, stop this. We have no nation. This is global government. That's what's happening. And thank God it's finally in other newspapers after us exposing it a year and a half ago. I don't want to be the only one exposing this. They asked a border agent about it on Fox News 6 months after. We hear reports that you helped ship them in. He goes, yes, it's secret. I can't tell you, but we're ordered to, quote, complete the smuggling process. In fact, I want to find that clip. Headline, border agent tells Fox we're ordered to complete smuggling process. I want to find that clip. Larry, you'll do this till 45 after. I'm stealing time here from you ranting. It just shows how dire our straits are. Getting back to the Clinton strategies to continue all of this, but it just shows how blatant they just ignore whatever laws they want while throwing the IRS book at the Tea Party.
Yeah, you know, Alex, this is what I've tried to tell, and I know you and I both. Well, we told this 23 years ago about Bill Clinton. This is what they want. This is what they're doing. And when you think in terms, folks, of illegals, you better think of a driver's license, and you better think of voting. That's why I say to you all, this is our last election. Oh, there'll be other elections, but this is the last one, if we don't win, where we will be relevant. Now, back to Hillary, Alex. She's got the files on all of them. I'm talking about the raw FBI data, the stuff she can tell. She will bring them all down, and she has made it quite clear. You indict me, everyone goes. I hear all the time, what's this new FBI director, Toomey or whatever, and he's beyond reproach. He is da-da-da. Are you kidding me, folks? I don't care if he's a Republican. I don't care if he's the Pope. Do you really believe Obama would appoint someone to head up the FBI that he doesn't control? Surely you don't. Now, back to this race with Trump. Alex, I like to give two reasons. And normally, you know, I don't come on and endorse or not endorse any candidate. I don't do that. My job is stay with the Clintons and do what I vowed to do. But you see, with Trump, it's different. Trump is not a politician. That's a good point, number one. Now, he's bought several of them. He'll admit that. He's bought them. But he's not one. And then when I see the massive effort, in some cases, Alex, I think you're right, it's unprecedented what the party, the establishment is doing to bring him down. That's the greatest endorsement the man could have. But then Hillary get indicted, it never happened. You know, Alex, for everybody that's listening and you know, you're getting fed up and you think, well, my gosh, how much more has got to come out on the email things until they indict Hillary? Let me tell you, folks, Hillary and her crew brought it out. They know the end of this game with the emails. If she gets prosecuted, her defense attorney is going to say, well, give us all of those documents, or we're going to have to use them in our defense. And they're going to say, whoa, we can't give you those documents to use in your defense. And
you said that was going to happen. Now they've declared them reclassified. You said that 4 months ago they do that.
Yeah.
They've done the exact thing.
Yeah, so you're not going to be, so it's going to be nil price. And Hillary knows that. So Biden and Elizabeth Warren, even though they're sitting in the bullpen to come on board, they've got problems with Hillary. Cruz, Rubio. Alex, here's what I say to Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. You're not going to make it to the top, boys. You have my word, Ted Cruz, that I will make sure the world knows who you are, just who you are and what you are. And Alex, you know me, I don't say stuff like that idly. It's going to come out. Then you got Rubio. Now you have to watch the sleeper in this race.
Stay there. I want to get back to Rubio, back to Cruz in a moment. And I want to hear from you months before what's going to be on the cover of the Inquirer, because you've done that again and again. It keeps coming out. So I want to hear how we defeat Hillary, how we beat Obama, and how we get a president in there that is not a globalist stooge. Stay with us, folks. It's key intel. Straight ahead. I'm Alex Jones with Infowars.com.
We're on the march.
This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache.
This is the heart of 1776.
It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
It's not a joke, folks. This is the true takedown of America in slow motion by stealth.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
But they took a lot of people away. People that they thought were going to make trouble for them. People that had guns or things they wanted, they just took them away.
Where?
Re-education camps, that's what they call it.
So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents, or kids belong to their families, or recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
I have decided we really need camps for adults. And we need the kind of camps that you all run. I mean, really.
All persons of Japanese descent were required to register. Now they were taken to racetracks and fairgrounds where the Army almost overnight had built assembly centers.
Come on. I'm a sorry citizen. I refuse to recognize you guys.
What kind of a situation in the U.S. would you see that happening?
I mean, we've got a lot of constitutionalists, a lot of people that stockpile weapons.
Plus, you have a lot of people that are coming out of the military that have the ability and the knowledge to build IEDs and to defeat law enforcement techniques.
These people are radicalized and they don't support the United States and they're disloyal to the United States. It's our right and our obligation to segregate them from the normal community.
And so what we're doing here, and let's not kid about it, we're building a domestic army because the government is afraid of its own citizens.
Put your gun down, really?
Rallying patriots worldwide in defense of human liberty. It's Alex Jones.
Are you some kind of a constitutionalist?
So these people who hold themselves out to be patriots are not. They're nothing more than domestic terrorists.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
But it's a new kind of war. They're destroying our economy. They're imploding our borders. They are bringing independents who can be a new political class. They are openly demonizing free speech. And they're trying to set us up, prepare for war with the military and the police. And my message to the military and police is this. That's why I gave a big donation to the Fallen Police Officers Program, and also, you know, for the police officers program where they have kids that have cancer and stuff. Same reason I give money to Meals on Wheels and the rest of it and the Salvation Army. Because I'm trying to do good here. And I don't want to be enemies with the police. But let me tell you, the enemies have seized this country. You got the Border Patrol coming out saying it's all gone. We're told to let everybody go. There's no border. It's total treason. You understand? Our government is captured by criminals. Americans have a right now to physically fight back. That's not smart strategy at this point. But they're preparing down the road when we lose these battles to come after the patriots. And then it all kicks off because folks just can't go along with it. We're living in history right now. That's why I aired that Red Dawn intro. But it came from within, not from without, folks. It came from Goldman Sachs, who's come out today. I'm going to get to this after Larry leaves us. This is a very important article. Goldman Sachs says it may be forced to fundamentally question how capitalism is working. And it goes on to basically say, Goldman Sachs says that it doesn't have efficacy, that it's not ethical. So Goldman Sachs comes in, set up after 1900, uses its money to fund the Bolshevik Revolution, uses its money to create crony capitalism, to take our tax money. That's Bloomberg reporting this. And now is set to destroy it, blaming it for what it's done when it runs the whole show. That's beautiful. And who's it run? Hillary Clinton and Ted Cruz. Who does it hate? Who's not given $1? That'd be smart for them to slip a donation in that Trump doesn't even know about and say, oh, look, we gave a donation. The point is that I don't give them ideas. The point is, I mean, this is it. This is the crony capitalist wrecking your ladder up. They're in the hot air balloon. They already got off the ground. They want to cut that rope so you can't get up there and then laugh at you and blame that on the Patriot movement. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. And the more socialism they call for, the more there's a tiny 1/2 of 1/10 of 1% that has all the wealth. Then they sick the giant unwashed masses that can't pay for anything. On the middle class, it's annihilated. And the ladder up, the stairway up to wealth is gone. And you commit us to third world status and elite victory. You know Latin America and Africa and Eastern Europe and Asia don't need to be third world. You know their elites write books bragging they keep them poor outside their armored fortresses. That's what makes them God. They can buy your daughter for $1 in places like Thailand. And now you're going to live it here. You're going to be good slaves. And Larry, you know, did a lot of classified stuff, I know, in the military in Central and South America. We ought to have you on for a full hour sometime just to talk about your experiences and things you did. I know a lot of stuff with the Clintons was illegal, so you can't really get into that. That's some of the, you know, bodies are buried stuff, which I don't know. But sometimes it's just good to get that stuff out there. I know you're keeping it as an ace in the hole. And obviously, you know, if you do die from this cancer, which we hope doesn't happen, I'm sure a lot of that's going to come out. I just wonder if the folks that have it have got the Weibos you've got and will release it. I do not have it. And that's not because I'm even afraid. I'm afraid to lose my life for nothing, thinking I have something I don't. But getting back to the Clintons, getting back to where we are in a society, getting back to the world we're in, what their next moves are. You were warning Ted Cruz, saying, I've got the dirt on you, buddy. You know, you're never going to be there. I mean, I say just go ahead and start bringing that out now to torpedo him. And then let's expand into Rubio.
Well, I intend to. One of the things that needs to be done right now about Iowa, and they better do it quick. This is a suggestion, and I know because I did it against the Clintons. How do you think I got him impeached? Ben Carson needs to file a complaint with the FCC. He also needs to go across the street and file a federal complaint in the federal court. Now, he needs to find 3 people, or Trump, somebody needs to find 3 people that were going to vote for Carson, went into that room when they heard that, flipped their vote. And with those 3 people, they can file a theft by deception charge, criminal charge against Cruz. Trust me, Cruz is done. Now, I don't have standing, but that has never stopped me before of interceding in something that I felt like I needed to intercede in. Then you got to know about Rubio. See, you have to know the confidential flow chart, their strategy flow chart, the what do you want to call them? The hierarchy, the establishment.
Chain of command.
They want chain of command. Well, this is a flow chart for how to push. Get it, folks? You're not going to believe it. Jeb Bush in. You see, Jeb Bush is sitting there now. If Rubio and Cruz beat Trump and drive him out, then it'll be Rubio and Cruz. Then they have the same stuff on Cruz that I have. And then when they get rid of Cruz, they're going to go after Rubio. Now, they're going to point out that Rubio's queer. That ain't me. I'm telling you what they're going to do. They're going to point out that he is about as homosexual a queer as there is a homosexual queer. Now, once again, that's not me, Rubio. That's them. When they eliminate Cruz, Rubio, and they have done away with Trump, guess who's in line then, buddy? Jeb Bush.
And you got a brokered election, which insiders admit they're planning.
They're brokering the election. You folks, in a primary, I've told you before, Alex has told you, in a primary, it's all about money. He who has the most money stays till the end. And then you've got somebody that's an oddbark like Trump. Here comes Trump. He doesn't need that money. He'll do it on his own. But they plan to remove him. They plan to get rid of him and use Cruz and Rubio to do it. And I will not let that stand. I will not. And trust me, Alex, I don't know how much you know about Ted Cruz, but...
No, I don't ever want to know anything about people individually until it's time to drop the hammer on them, and then I want to know that information right the moment it's released where I'm not standing next to the explosion.
Well, Ted Cruz is not what he's purported to be. I mean, anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for now, but don't worry. Hell's coming to Cruz. Trust me. Hillary's safe. I still get this stuff, well, she's going to be indicted, she's going to be indicted. Alex, think about it. If Hillary was going to be indicted with the email thing, there's enough evidence there.
Sure, and we have everything else, Benghazi, the list goes on and on. Well, then what about this? What about the FBI then releasing its investigation and saying she should have?
They can't.
In fact, I saw articles now that they're not releasing the Whitewater draft indictments they had on her for that.
No. I mean, they're going to, if Toomey really has put 100 FBI agents that are above everybody and we're really doing a good job, he's got to submit to Loretta Lynch. He's got to submit the case to her. And then she's got to make the decision whether to prosecute it. And I'm telling you guys, nobody in Washington wants Hillary indicted because it means their end. It's their end. So just know, quit worrying about the FBI. If Toomey, the FBI director, is as squeaky clean as everybody says.
You understand? Haven't we reached a moment, though, because a lot of evidence is that the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, didn't die like they said in his bedroom, but they were sick of him blackmailing both sides, and so he kind of had a little accident. And I'm not saying I want that to happen to Hillary. I'm not at that level. I don't want to be involved. I'm a guy that just sits here and looks at the info because I want to be here at the end of this for my kids. I mean, I can do even bolder stuff than I do. The point is I don't play in the Cloak and Dagger channels. But when I've seen stuff like this historically, when everybody's lined up, everybody's at loggerheads, there's a stalemate, usually one side or the other is going to jump and people are going to start getting killed.
You know, Alex, I'm afraid you're right. I really am. I'm afraid you're right. Now, remember, this is a plague that stays with the Clintons. Whenever the Clintons are involved, when he was governor, when Bill Clinton was president, people die around this couple like you have never seen. And I'm afraid that what you're describing may be on someone's drawing board. Someone's. Hillary right now had better be getting her butt puckered because she's right between, in a way, Obama's in the same shape I am. He's in between Hillary and something she's wanted since she was 4 years old.
And the only way to get rid of a problem who's already convicted in the court of public opinion and is bringing your party down where they're losing every state and every governorship is to make her a hero where she falls down and has a stroke?
That's about it. Remember this, Hillary's going to come out of this email scandal, and you might as well just get ready for the reports. It's going to be, these mean old right-wing conservative Republicans conspiracy. They've thrown all of these things about the emails, and they knew there was
She said it again
there.
last night. She said the vast right-wing conspiracy has gotten better funded.
Yeah, and then it's all there. But think about it, folks. She lived through it. And I'll tell you, she's wanting to lose New Hampshire. She wanted to lose Iowa, but then it looked like it might be such a negative that she backed out. But Hillary has got to lose New Hampshire for her playbook to actually work. She's got to be, Alex, the underdog. You can never run a Clinton, until they're the underdog. And then they will rise up out of the ashes.
And then she
like
says, I'm under attack, protect me and I'll protect you. And then all of her followers feel like she needs them and they're part of her life. It's all a big sucker job.
That's right. Look, Bill and Hillary count on we the people to be the first three rows of a wrestling match, Alex. The first three rows of a wrestling match, as the Clintons and I used to define it, those are the people that sit right up on the front three rows. You can obviously see the fighters drawing their punches. You can see that they're all tricks. They're not really hitting each other straight in the nose with a brick. You see all of that. You're right there. But then they get up and believe it and walk out.
Let's spend a few minutes separately on, when we come back from break, on what you think Trump should do to win and what we can do to help him do that. Because obviously the whole system's against him. It's for real. It's not show. It's not a foil. But separately, let's get, for just 2-3 minutes before we go to break, into how you got recruited by the Clintons, what you were doing in the special forces in Latin America, and how that expertise, helped you now see what's happening to America itself.
Well, I had been involved in a lot of things in different operations, and I had decided I was through with that. That's how I ended up going to work for Bill at the Arkansas Development Finance Authority. I had seen too much. It was getting too rough, and I noticed in the racket I was in, Alex, there were no gray hairs. And what I mean by that, nobody lived beyond 35. When you got to 35, you'd been in the middle of enough stuff that you knew too much. So now they throw you into missions that you're not going to come out alive.
That's exactly what I saw with my family as well. It's incredible, yeah.
Yeah. So then I'd had it, went to Bill, said I need a cush job for a few months just to cool off. He put me at the Arkansas Development Finance Authority, made me the marketing director. And I'd been there a couple weeks, and I got to noticing, well, it don't do what it says it does. And that's when they showed me the second set of books. Now, at the same time that went down, Adolfo Calero, head of the Contras, called me and said, Larry, Congressman Tommy Robinson wants to come down here, and he's your friend. You've got to bring him. I said, whoa, I'm not coming back. And in that conversation, Adolfo said, what is this Contra drug money stuff? And Alex, I was there. If they were selling drugs, selling cocaine for weapons, I didn't see it, and I was on the ground. But it made me check it out, and lo and behold, what I found, folks, is $100 million a month. Where did I come up with that figure? I came up with that figure from the books I had at ADFA. $100 million a month was being laundered through the Arkansas Development Finance Authority, through Dan Laster's brokerage firm, and distributed by Don Tyson and Tyson Foods. And so I went to Bill and said, Bill, here's what's going on. He played like he didn't know anything about it. I knew he was lying. He knew I knew he was lying. Remember who I was. And that's when our war started, Alex. They started roasting me. And you see, I was brought into Bill in the first place by a man named Mr. Whit Stevens. He and his brother, Whit and Jack Stevens, owned Arkansas, Louisiana Gas, and they were the kingmakers of the day. They owned everything. You didn't run for dog catcher in Humnoke, Arkansas, unless they approved it. And Mr. Whit told me there was a boy that he wanted me to make to be governor, and he was attorney general. That's when and how I met Bill Clinton. And that's how I met Hillary. And
Larry Nichols, stay there. We'll be right back to finish up the story and get your advice to Donald Trump. I'm Alex Jones. Stay with us. This is GCN. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all crystal clear now. All of Congress, the people on intelligence committees, the other secretaries of states, all of them have pretty much had double sets of emails, just like the head of the EPA had to resign when she got caught with it. And by them going after Hillary on this, now the fact that they've all done it, she can hold them up right there. And then she's been in charge of the State Department and in the White House before that. They know where the bodies are buried, and out of this can start hanging a whole bunch of people. And so now you see Petraeus not being demoted. Now you see him backing off his conviction. Now you see all this. Look at this headline right here. This just came in. Lawmaker says he's never read anything that's more sensitive than information in Hillary's top secret emails. Oh, that's why they can't be released. Condoleezza Rice, NBC News. Colin Powell got classified info on personal emails. Oh, is he going to go down too? Now, is that the extent of the honeypot they've suckered themselves into, the bear trap? Larry Nichols, former top Clinton insider, or is there more?
Well, there's more, Alex. I messed up. I thought I was going to be here till 12:40. I'm supposed to be on another program right now.
I understand. Well, go ahead and finish up.
Well, the truth is, yeah, there's more. There's more that's going to come. What's going to happen today is she's going to keep feeding out more, and the more she feeds out, Alex, the deeper Washington's done. My job is to make sure she's done, and I will. Trust me.
Other advice to Trump, then I know you got to go.
Trump needs to be Trump. He needs to set up a network of his own. A network of his own. I don't mean buy one, but I mean use you in other networks and do his own lines of communication. And stay after Cruz, because Cruz is bad. And I'll make sure he knows what he needs to know.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nichols. We'll talk to you again soon. We're all praying for you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Alex. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the time.